What's up guys, back again. This time I have some crossbow safety tips that I would like to share with you. These are basic safety tips that if you're a crossbow shooter like myself, and these are definitely not toys. If you saw my review for this particular crossbow, which is the 150-pound draw weight Manticore from Southland Archery Supply, I'll include the link for my review of this crossbow in the description box below. But if you saw that video, then you would see the power of the crossbow. Even this basic model, which is really an old school type of design, but I just really love shooting this crossbow and just learning how to be a good crossbow target shooter with this crossbow. If you are serious about owning a crossbow, about participating in just the overall sport of crossbow target shooting, then you should probably know these basic safety tips, which I'll share with you. I'll be using this SAS Manticore crossbow to demonstrate what I mean. And by the way, I'm just reading these from, basically I found this on the floor of a big box sporting goods retailer, but basically I had some crossbow safety tips, so I figured I would just read these to you and share with you these crossbow safety tips. Anyway, number one is never place any object or limbs in the way of the string to avoid serious personal injury, including thumb or finger amputation and equipment damage. Basically what that means is you never want to have your fingers in the way of this string. Once you fire it, this string obviously will be moving forward. You never want to have anything in the way of that string, because whatever's in the way of that string is definitely going to be chopped off. That's why it's important to keep your hand on the barrel and not in the way. This is called the rail of the crossbow. You never want to have anything in the way of the string, because that will definitely be a serious injury, so it could also damage the crossbow. Okay, next, you want to lubricate the string and the cables every 5 to 10 shots to ensure string longevity. So basically what you want to use is string wax, and you definitely want to wax the string. You don't have to wax the serving. I actually did a few times, and you can see kind of the wax buildup on that, but you definitely want to get yourself some bowstring wax. You can pick this up either online. I'll leave a link for this wax. This is the Easton bowstring wax. I'll leave a link for this in the description below. But basically you just want to run the wax not along the serving. Wax might lead to the serving becoming loose, causing other sorts of problems. But basically you just want to wax just the string itself, avoid the serving. And then once you have a good amount of wax onto the string, just use your fingers to rub the wax into the string like that, and it'll just melt that wax into the string. Keep it well lubricated, protected, because keep in mind this thing is moving along the rail at a pretty strong energetic force, and you definitely want to have this string in good shape. And also you want to be using some sort of a rail lubricant. In this case, this is the Limb Saver Premium Crossbow rail lubricant. Again, I'll leave the link to order some of this in the description below as well. But what you want to do with the rail lubricant, and this again is the rail, it's important that this stays lubricated. You want to take the rail lubricant, and it's actually a liquid in kind of the sponge type dispenser, and just run it along the rail there. And then use your finger to kind of work it even below the bolt holder here. You want to make sure that that area gets that rail lube applied to it. Work your way under the serving as well, under the string. So that's basically what you want to do to protect the string, and also to make sure that the rail that the bolt runs along does not have too much friction. You want to make sure that that stays well lubricated. Everything will be working properly for the string and the rail. Next, you want to always use recommended crossbow arrows or bolts of proper weight, stiffness, and knock type. In my case, I use the decimator bolts from Victory Archery, and they use a half moon knock. And once again, that knock is where I'll hold it like this, so you can see basically the string sits in that half moon, and that's how that works. Other crossbows have different types of knocks. just check with your manufacturer to ensure that you're using the right nock type for your crossbow bolts. It's important to have the right weight and stiffness. In this case, it's an 8.6 GPI and shooting 100 grain bullet tips. This type of bolt works with this type of crossbow, but whatever crossbow that you're shooting, you want to make sure that you read your owner's manual and that you're only using the recommended type of crossbow bolt for your crossbow. Always have a bolt properly loaded before firing, and never dry fire the crossbow. So you never want to fire a crossbow without a bolt in it. That's what's called a dry fire, and that would just lead to just a lot of problems. Your limbs would definitely crack, because I've seen it before, and there might cause other types of problems in your crossbow, requiring proper service from an archery technician or total replacement of that crossbow. You never want to dry fire your crossbow. The only time you want to fire your crossbow is when you properly have a bolt loaded into it. You never fire the crossbow until you are sure of your target, and always have an adequate backstop. So you want to make sure that you're only firing this crossbow at a target that you are 100% intent on shooting a bolt through. And if that bolt does pass through, or you miss that target, whatever's behind that target, you want to make sure that is a proper type of backstop to stop this bolt from doing any sort of damage that you didn't intend before you fired that crossbow. And lastly, you want to read, review, and ensure that you understand the entire owner's manual before using your crossbow. So just goes without saying, before you do anything with your crossbow, make sure that you read through the instructions, read through the included owner's manual. Maybe you watch a couple of tutorials on YouTube or search the internet. Just get educated on your crossbow before you take it out to the field, take it out to the range, do some serious firing with it. The more you know about your crossbow, the more likely that you will properly operate it and just get the maximum benefit out of using your crossbow. So anyway, I hope you found that was helpful. Once again, I'm making these archery videos and crossbow videos to help people just be introduced to the great sport of archery, to sport crossbow target shooting, to just enjoying the great outdoors with loved ones and spending more time doing healthier activities. And that's something that all of us could use more of. Would you agree? Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.